Hello. Testing. This thing on? Well, holy garbanzo beans. uh, Hello, everybody. This is Chris Panic. I've been away for a bit. Nothing really exciting to note. Just the usual Magic the Gathering shenanigans. Um, my light's kind of a little broken, so I was kind of navigating that. It's also been very, very hot where I live, so I need to keep my windows open, usually at night, and I don't want to have the sounds going around. So, welcome everybody to a very late and out of sync edition of Panic Uncracked. I'm your host, Chris Panic, and I'm just like everybody else is doing this thing. I'm just one of many YouTubers cracking Magic packs. Final Fantasy obviously was the biggest, draw for a while. I've been backtracking a little bit, and I can't say my videos have been doing great. So, I don't know. I think I'm just going to keep doing what works. I'm going to backtrack some more. And as a surprise, I'm grabbing one of these. Murders at Karlov Manor. The expectations, I think, would be relatively low here. Although I got some of these because I'm on a quest. We are on a mystery hunt here. We are doing surveillance, and we are surveilling for Surveil lands. And if you don't remember, Markov Manor had the one and only printing of the Surveil lands. I don't know if they've been in any supplementary Commander products. I'll have to look. I'm not going to proclaim that I know everything here. I'm just a guy doing this live, unhinged, unscripted, all that fun jazz. So I did have a heck of a blast doing Innistrad double feature. I might go back to that. I'm thinking about some other sets. I kind of do leave the comments open just in case there's anything to note, but nobody's watching. Don't tell anybody. It's totally fine. So, side note, this is also called Old Man Rambles to Himself. So, without further ado, I'm going to get started here and open this. I'm going to lift it up a little bit because my camera's got a loose bolt. I think I cleared up all the metal shavings off of my playmat here. But yeah, it's a bit loose, so I'm kind of afraid for this one, but I'll be working on getting it totally fixed sooner than later. Every time I bump this table, I always get worried that I'm going to knock something over. All right, without further ado, let's go into a box of a set that there isn't much hype for at all. I have zero expectations for anything super major. There are serialized cards in the set. I do not believe this will be a box with serialized cards. I did take a look, and most of the serialized cards in the set, I'd have to say, I don't know if anybody's really looking after any of them or looking for any of them. If we see any of them, I'll call it out, but as far as playability, I'm not even going to get into standard. Oh my god, I think that big event this weekend, whoo! How long is Vivi going to last? I don't know. But yeah, the Surveil lands are probably the biggest draw in the set aside from Delaney. But what I'm doing here is we're really looking for Surveil lands. I try to do maybe a count or something, using dice, but I'm using these as my corner markers. Behind the scenes glimpse right there for anybody's watching. All right, without further ado, let's get into this because I'm ready to call it a night and probably play some Magic. So I can't really comment a whole lot on Standard. I haven't played Standard in quite a while. I was really excited about it back in the Return to Ravnica Innistrad days. I played a little bit during the Theros Return to Ravnica block, which I'm listing all these backwards because I obviously know what I'm doing. I also opened this pack backwards too. But I haven't played in a while. I almost tried to get back into it at some point, but Standard's been in a weird spot, and then there's a whole change with the release schedule and everything. All right, let's see what we get here. We got ourselves a clue. Is this going to lead us on our quest to solve this mystery? Probably not, but let's see what we got here. Cryptic Coat, I do remember this one. All right, well, it's not too bad. I can't comment to a lot of these cards. I can't remember. You know, it was a weird set. I remember playing the sealed. It was all right, but disguise, the clues, mostly the disguised creatures, and suspecting. All right, so Vanifar, Evolved Enigma. I do remember when they printed Vanifar for the first time, and it was almost like the Simic Birthing Pod. This is one of the cards that would be serialized, I believe. And the ability here, beginning of combat, cloak a card. All right, so it's almost like arcane spells, you know, like just, well, I can't remember the exact term, but you know, just that keyword, that mechanic that just exists in just one set. Cloaking, I don't think happens elsewhere, or you put a 1/1 counter in each colorless creature you control. This card's, do I have to say it? It's pretty weak. I'm sorry. I did like Simic. All right, let's keep going. On the trail, another one of the interesting things they're doing in Magic these days, whenever you draw your second card each turn, you know, usually, you know, they'll say something like only on your second spell, only on the second card you draw, or only triggers once per turn. You know, of course they want to avoid shenanigans, but it does really, really neuter a lot of these cards for their potential. Deadly Cover Up here. Collect Evidence 6, another collect evidence itself, interesting mechanic. Exile stuff from your graveyard. This one here, you know, it's like whatever a card. Hunted Bone Brute, and you know, our good old classic Murderer. This one with the showcase, the story spotlight, they call it, artwork. And then again, we have Demand Answers as well. And after that, we got, I guess I should be counting these here. I'm just not that thrilled by what I'm pulling here, but I should know better. This is what I asked for, right? I asked to do Markov Manor. This is what I'm getting here. All right, let's look at these. The lands are beautiful. The lands are great. Definitely going to keep a pile for the lands, but I'll do that later. I'm wasting too much time. We're already 7 minutes in, and I'm just burning time here. Pulse of Mutation, Convenient Target, Presumed Dead, Gravestone Strider, Unscrupulous Agent, Projector Inspector, and the Griffknot Tracker. All right, nothing too remarkable there. Yes, sometimes I do regret my life decisions, but here on this channel here, you can watch me do the thing, just lose all the money and do the dumb thing so you don't have to. So I'm thinking maybe I should do Dominaria Remastered after this one. Edge of Eternities is on my list. I haven't picked up Tarkir yet. I still want to. Thopter Token, followed by Kylox, the Visionary Inventor, the Evidence Showcase, Menace, Ward 2, Haste. When this creature attacks, sacrifice any number of creatures and exile top X cards. X is their power. You can cast any... Okay, it's not 7 cost, though. It's... whatever. Krenko, the not as good as the original printing. Mirko, the Obsessive Theorist. I think there might be something to this card. So I may set this into a special pile somewhere. Who cares about the commons and uncommons? Who cares about this set, really? Me, maybe a little bit. Actually, the story cards, we'll set them together as well. Okay. Steam Core Scholar. Ooh, there we go. Okay, so this set's not that terrible, but we got the War Leader's Call foil. Not anything special, just cool. It's good. I'll put some of the hits that I'm interested in here. Convenient Target, Story Showcase, Deduce, Story Showcase. All right, and Plains, Meddling Youths, Perimeter Enforcer, Cornered Crook, Granite Witness, Topiary Panther, blah, blah, blah. I feel like I'm reading limited cards here. That one got a little messed up there. Oh, well, whatever. All right, this is why I did the scissors for Final Fantasy. No, I typically am usually pretty good at not bending the cards here. This is why I do this on video, so you can just watch as I potentially mess things up or do whatever. I shouldn't even admit that. That's what I get for doing all this stuff live. Okay, we got another clue. Woo! All right, there we go. Number one. Where's the dice? Where am I counting at? Come on. I got to get fancy one of these days. One of these days. All right, so we got ourselves here our first Surveil land hit, which is a good one as well. I mean, Simic Hedge Maze, but it is the borderless foil, so we will definitely pop that one aside. That is kind of what we're looking for here. We're surveilling for surveillance, and as I say that, look at that, we got another one. We got the Meticulous Archive, borderless as well. 2-in-1 pack. The interesting thing, the reason I thought this set would be interesting to open is not only were the Surveil lands in this set, but similar to the Shocks, well, different than the Shocks. The Shocks would only appear like 2 in one set, 2 in another. Dragon's Maze, the exception that had the random chance of getting them, any one of them in the basic land slot. All 10 Surveil lands are in this set. So 10 land cards, you have a pretty good chance of hitting them. Redemption Arc, Axebane Ferox, Kylox's Volt Strider, and Auspicious Arrival, Gleaming Gear Drake, and, you know, Mountain. It was like the Clue edition, like, just make, like, all the tie-in. Like, it was Colonel Mustard with a rope in the Meticulous Archive. Juggler, Conundrum, Glass, Tunnel Tipster, Mask Maker, Makeshift Binding. All right, cool. Let's move on. All right. Well, I'm not going to complain a whole lot, but I hit two Surveils on one pack here. All right, let's keep this train rolling here. Almost want to just get scissors, or maybe I should just start YOLO opening these. I'm just very, very weary of bending one of the back ends here. I have no shame. This is what I do in this channel. I am me. I'm only me. I am not beholden to any sponsors. I'm not peddling you all to get money for anything. I'm just a dude who loves Magic, who loves opening Magic, who tries to make some of his money back selling on the side. But for the most part, I just love Magic. And yeah, I haven't expanded this channel to start doing limited tech or anything, but I will soon. But I don't know. I'm not as good as some of the top players. All right, Detective Token, and behind there we got ourselves the Lamplight Phoenix. Then Zoni Centered the Web. Take the Bait, Illicit Masquerade, and a Blood Spatter Analysis. And behind there we got Fanatical Strength, Auspicious Arrival, and this definitely an interesting card in the set. We created a human, a merfolk, and a goblin, and you secretly choose one. Very, very interesting card. I think I tried this in my Sealed tournament. I had a better card than that, so I can get into it. Actually, I think this was the first set that had play boosters. Am I wrong? Which, if I remember, it was interesting for the tournament we were playing at my work because, and I'm sure everywhere else, it was the first time you kind of had like more chances at better bombs and better rares and your sealed pool. And yeah, I actually had a pretty decent hit with I think 2 mythics, but you know, it almost like dilutes the pool of cards. Ooh, okay. So this one's standing out to me. I mean, maybe I should go back and reread on the setter a little bit. Aurelia's Vindicator. We got the Evidence foil version. It's a very, very slick and smooth. Like, y'all can't see this, but yeah, there's just something to this glimmer here on this card. You know, and it's textured as well. We'll set that aside as well somewhere. We're on the last pack of that, so. All right, Doorkeeper Thrall, blah, blah, blah. Eye of Duskmantle, very expensive card. Maybe good in the Surveil deck. Krenko's Buzz Crusher. And a 10th Hero District, or 10th District Hero. And then Pervasive Interrogators and the Murder. Lands, blah, blah, blah. Come on. I mean, if you see something substantial, say something, but yeah, it's just cards. Hey, look, I forgot about this one. The Novice Inspector, the Thraben Inspector, the Ravnica version. Pretty much the same card, except this one did not have an impact in Standard. All right, so the first half of the box is ending with this pack here. So let's see what we get. Overall, I'm not going to complain. I know what I was getting into when I decided I was going to buy into this set and rip some of these for you all on video. Did get one single pack with 2 borderless Surveil lands, so not going to complain yet. Notice how I said yet. Oh my god. Alright, I got all of them out. Thopter behind there. Forensic. Gadgeteer. This set was so weird. Alright, here we go. We got Teysa, the Opulent Oligarch. This is another one of the ones that I believe was serialized in the set. Death Touch at the beginning of your end step. You investigate for each opponent who lost life. When a clue you control is put into a graveyard from battlefield, create a 1/1 spirit token. This ability triggers only once each turn. This is how Teysa died right here. That's how. It wasn't the story of, the Markov Manor or any of that. It was this card. Okay, so now I feel like I'm talking smack, but seriously, this is what I mean. Like, this card probably could have been good, although it could have been some crazy commander shenanigans because you'd just be so many clues and so many spirits getting created, and then the other Teysas just make the spirits just so much crazier. I'm running out of space here. So because of my camera, it's also a little lower down, so I can't really hold the space. None of these cards matter. Serene Sleuth, Relive the Past, Steam Core Scholar, Accusations, Convenient Target again. So convenient, I've seen it multiple times. And then more cards here. Look at this. Look at this. Yeah. Well, Slime Against Humanity foil. I'll put that aside. That'll be something. Let's just make a little bit more room for the cards I kind of want to show off. That's kind of like, oh, I forgot that card was in this set. Dramatic Accusations, Interest, Agency Corner. Okay, cool. Let's keep moving on here. All right, so halfway through the box, only 2 Surveil lands, so not too shabby. I mean, obviously more would have been better, but I'll take what I can get. I know what I signed up for here. All right, we got ourselves a detective on the case. Behind there. All right, interesting card from this set, Yaris. Never really made any kind of waves in any kind of format outside of sealed, but, gives all your other creatures haste. And when your face-down creatures deal damage to a player, you draw a card. It doesn't trigger once per turn. Whenever a face-down creature you control dies, return it to the battlefield face down. Then return it face up. So, thinking about it now, this card probably could have been good with Manifest Dread, from Duskmourn, but I don't know. There's just too much other stuff that's going on that's warping the Standard format. So, but hey, we got that. Anzrag's Rampage, Hot Pursuit, Hunted Bone, blah, blah, blah. Ezrim, the Agency Chief. Okay, just a rare. This was the card. I thought I had a mythic. This was the card that I ended up with 2 of in a sealed pull. I went basically blue-white detectives. Did okay, but, it was whatever. This card is only as good as have enough mana and clues around. But yeah, Ezrim. Yeah. This one's an interesting one. I'm going to set this with Slime Against Humanity here. I don't even have room for the tokens anymore. If you couldn't tell, I'm totally a professional here. Insidious Roots, I believe, was a interesting card. Or I can't remember I can't remember the hype about it when it came out, if there was much at all. It is uncommon, but the story spotlight version of it, creature tokens basically have cryptolithic rights or enduring vitality. Except when one or more creature cards leave your graveyard, you make a bunch of plants. And then put a plant, or 1/1 counter on each plant. So almost like Avenger Zendikar mixed with Cryptolith Rite. Yeah, you know what? I want to look this one up later on. We'll put that right under Slime Against Humanity. And then Unauthorized Exit, Swamp, Branch of Vitu-Ghazi. Oh boy. You know, interesting card, by the way. You know, a land that would be disguised or turned face down that you can face up. And it costs... How do you turn his face up? Oh, it's disguise cost 3. Okay. Sorry, I also got distracted. I heard my neighbor throwing trash away. Hustle Bustle or Fairy Snoop. Source. Detonation behind the mask. Okay. Still going to put the showcase cards there. Yeah, you know what? It's like bringing back some memories. This set definitely had some interesting things in it. There was also that other ghoul creature. Maybe we'll see that in some of these openings here. The thing, oh my god, somebody blew me out in a brawl game with that thing. It was crazy. But yeah, we'll get into it if we see it. Clue token. Okay. We got ourselves one of the special guests and the foil treatment. This one will be a Fabricate. We will set that one in one of these piles here. We'll set it in that pile because we also just got ourselves yet another Surveil land hit. Commercial District, Borderless. Let's go. This will be the Gruul version. Cost, Eyes of the Glade. Whenever a creature you control that was turned face up this turn deals damage to a player, draw a card. This is so specific. That's probably... Yeah, this set was so interesting. Alright, I don't know which pile this is going in. Phoenix, that guy again, and Slice from the Shadows, not Shadow Slice. Pervasive in whatever. Yeah. I think we're kind of losing the plot here. And... oh boy. Sweet. Alright. Nothing substantial. I'm still kind of happy with where I've gone with this box, so I'm not going to complain too much. 3 Surveil lands, Fabricate, War Leader's Call, all foil, and just some uncommons that I just have aside because, I don't know, I think they're cool. Alright, this was an interesting one. Wojak Investigator. Surprised, like, you know, I guess it's not super powerful. 2/4 Flying Vigilance is nothing to shake at, but, you know, for 3, but, you know, you get to investigate if somebody has more cards than you. It's an interesting one. Kellen, I don't know where he's at. Follow the Bodies. Leyline of the Guild Pact. I don't even think this is a commander card. Onzrog's Rampage. I'm getting it wrong. On the Job. I'm definitely not on the job. Fanatical Strength. Okay, cool. We'll pop them there. Blah, 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 blah. Blah. Alright, cool. This is almost as much enthusiasm as I had on, I think it might be my second Shadows over Innistrad box opening. If anybody was around to watch those. Those were the days, right? When I was actually keeping up on time instead of going back in time for Magic releases. But to be fair, come on, like, all right, so I love the however many people watch this video. You know, it's all cool, but like, I'm not gonna pay $8,000 to $1,000 to open a freaking box of cards, like, unless I'm making money. But I'm not gonna ask you to pay for it and all that stuff. What you see is what you get with me. Detective, Blood Splatter Analysis, Conspiracy Unraveler, yet another Mirko. I'll pop it aside. I think there was something to him. Urgent Necropsy. You know, interesting card, but I think Collect Evidence is a little too restrictive for a lot of cards to be very useful. I mean, because you're going to run out of stuff to exile. Reenact a Crime. Gleaming Gear Drake, Makeshift Binding. All right, cool. Let's move and just run through these real quick. Did you see anything? I didn't see anything. Oh boy. Maybe I can trade these in for Innistrad. See if I can work my way up. Just kidding, just kidding. I love this set. Thopter. Expedited Inheritance. Whenever a creature is dealt damage, a controller may exile that many cards from the top of their library, and you can play them. Sweet. Okay, whatever. Sharp-Eyed Rookie. Interesting card. Ransom Note. Cryptic Coat. Ooh, there we go. Yet another one. And a regular treatment. We got ourselves a Shadowy Backstreet foil. Demand answers, expose the culprit. All right, cool. Yeah, they go there. And the knife. Yeah. You can almost tell a story just by the name of the cards here. All right. Last one. What do we got in here? The final part of the mystery. You did not see that stick that was marking my border up at the top. Don't worry. There's nothing to see here. No curtains, no nothing. In the last pack. Can you see anything in there? Does anything stand out? There's some shiny interior. Ooh! Alright, it's a good thing there was nothing in there. I'm glad I did this live. That was amazing. Well, I do see something that stands out for the last hit of the night. Let's just go here. Krenko. We got another Hedge Maze. Blah, blah, blah. Researcher, witnesses, connecting the dots. Exit, cadaver. And, oh yeah, Krenko goes here. Because why not? Wow. I feel really good about myself doing that. Because I am going to still post this video. It'll be really funny if somebody actually watches it. Okay, so I'll look all this stuff over here a little later here. But we got Aurelia's Vindicator. Just a unique treatment on the card. Just, you know, the special showcase they had here. They had in the set. But we got 5 Surveil lands, 2 Hedge Mazes. Shadowy Backstreet, I believe, is the probably better hit, you know, as far as playability. But that's not saying the rest of them aren't something. Actually, I think maybe Meticulous Archive. But yeah, Mirko, Obsessive Theorist, and the Fabricate special guests. Foil War Leader's Call as well. But then also, you know, Slime Against Humanity, which has that unique ability where you can have as many cards in your deck with the same name. I played against a guy who was playing this, and it was an interesting ooze deck. Oh yeah, and Insidious Roots, the Story Spotlight foil. All right, I had fun. I hope you did too. It's been a while. I gotta get back into the groove of this. All right, and I'll figure out what set's going to be next. Until next time, I'll probably have a new playmat and maybe some better cards. Who knows? All right, thanks for watching.